I want to start with Apple because the shares fell more than 9% yesterday. That erased about $311 billion in market value. It was the worst single day decline since March 16, 2020 during the pandemic. So that's a while.
Wow.
Shares have been down as much as 4% this morning, but we talked about it yesterday, right? The supply chain relies heavily on China. New tariffs reached 34% in China for China. But it's not just China. Apple also relies on other nations. For example, India, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, even, yes, Paul, Ireland.
Oh, no.
Yes, but it's not just Apple too. Dell Technologies, they sank 19% yesterday. Those shares have been down as much as 4% before the bell too.
So some big names taking some big hits here. We
Sure.
had some Bloomberg Television came out just earlier this morning with some charts, and they're just kind of breaking it down. There's no real sector that's escaping us. You know what? You just look across the board,
Well
whether
said.
it's packaged goods, consumer, technology, commodities, pretty much everything across the board. It's simply a risk-off environment, reflecting increased levels of uncertainty.
Yeah, and Nike, footwear, apparel.
Yes,
That's another one.
great one.
What's wild about the Nike story is that during President Trump's first term, apparel and footwear makers, they shifted manufacturing out of China to avoid tariffs. And now they're being hit anyway because he's targeting the same nations that they moved to.
But to the point of we can't grow bananas in America, can we grow Michael Jordan sneakers in America?
Jordans.
It's just as important a discussion.
Yep,
Correct.
absolutely.
Because
Next,
they
what do you
they go to Vietnam for a lot of that. Stellantis, yes, of course, they're dealing with the auto tariffs. They closed down like 9% yesterday. This morning, they're up as much as they're 6%. Also dealing with a few other things, though, not just tariffs. It's this trickle-down effect because now you have about 6,000 workers in Canada's auto sector receive those temporary layoff notices. A majority of them work at a Stellantis plant in Ontario, makes Chrysler, Dodge vehicles, and they're going to pause production for 2 weeks starting on Monday. But they also received, on top of this, and know some other bad news, Stellantis received a downgrade by Fitch due to the tariffs, too. So on top of that news, they also got a downgrade.
Thank you so much for bringing this up. Paul, this is not a small matter. I mean, we're all looking at Apple with $1 gazillion of cash on the balance sheet. There's 483 whatever other stocks, and you wonder in this new fragility when Fitch, Moody's, S&P step in.
Start looking at the balance sheets.
That's the first I've heard that. At least it's Matteo out front with
that's what
CFA
they're doing.
analysis.
That's what they're doing with Wayfair, a downgrade there. I mean, Wayfair, I didn't even realize it. They were down 25% yesterday.
Wow.
That's the online furniture retailer.
Yep.
Before the bell, they've been down as much as 10%, but they got a downgrade from Citi. And Citi's saying, Wayfair, yes, they are positioned well long-term, but the tariffs have made the risk to revenue now greater. And what's interesting is that they said eBay is a good alternative to look at instead of Wayfair.
Okay. You got one more for us, or are you just out of movers? Are they all
I'm
moving?
tapping out.
Exactly. There you go.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Okay. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Lisa Matteo with us for more conversations like this. Listen to our new Stock Movers podcast. Subscribe for 5-minute episodes of the biggest winners, the biggest losers in the stock market. Listen to Stock Movers on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts.